Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Today we're looking at Psalm 83, and we're going to be examining verses 5 through 8. One thing I failed to mention yesterday, there was so much to mention yesterday that it was difficult to get it all in, but how this relates to Psalm 2. Remember, Psalm 2 starts out that's, why do the heathen rage and the nations imagine a vain thing? So it talks about the kings of the earth and all the leaders, and they're railing against God and his anointed. Well, here we kind of have a little bit more of that, maybe a little further development of that idea. These enemies that the psalmist Asaph mentions, they're railing against God, and we even have their language here. I mean, we have it also in Psalm 2. They say, let us, cast their cords from us, break their bonds, and so forth. Here we have, let us cut them off from being a nation. So it's not just that they're rebelling against the Lord, but they want to destroy his handiwork in Israel. So we're going to read today verses 5 through 8. Let me do that for us. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah. All right, so we have this list, and the first thing you notice is that the psalmist has been complaining about the enemies and what they have had to say, and then in verse 5 he says, for they have consulted with one consent and are confederate against thee. So it's not just that they're confederate against Israel, is that they know, at least the psalmist suggests that they know, that they are confederate against God himself. They want to rid themselves of any representation of God's handiwork in the earth. And so it's not just against Israel, but it's against the Lord. So that's how he frames this prayer. For your enemies make a tumult. And then we find out what the tumult is. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. Now we're going to find out who is it that's consulted together. And we have Edom in verse 6, the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. So we know who Edom is, right? That's Esau, and that's the brother of Jacob. The Ishmaelites, we know who they are, right? These are the brethren of Isaac. So Abraham had two children, Ishmael and Isaac. So we know the Ishmaelites. So the Edomites are not Jacob. They're his brother, but they're not him. The Ishmaelites, they're not Isaac. They are half-brothers to Isaac. Moab. Now we know Moab because this is one of the descendants of Lot, Abraham's nephew. And the Hagarenes. Well, if you go to 1 Chronicles chapter 5, you'll find that this is a term or specific term for a group of Ishmaelites. So it's a very specific group of Ishmaelites, the Hagarenes. Gebal and Ammon. Well, we know Gebal is an ancient name for Byblos on the northern coast of Tyre. Ammon, of course, is the brother of Moab. So this is another one of Lot's boys. And Amalek. Amalek was the group of people that did not let the Israelites pass, and they attacked them and tried to destroy them. And Amalek has been cursed since that time. Well, the Amalekites apparently are still around at this point, and they're the part of this group. So you have the Edomites, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, the Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek. So far, that's 7. The Philistines, oh, well, there you go. We could probably have expected them, right? And the inhabitants of Tyre. So that's 9 different groups. And then verse 8, Asher. So that's 10. And that's Assyria. Asher means Assyria. They've joined with them and have helped the children of Lot. Well, we know Lot is Moab and Ammon. So Asher or Assyria has come alongside and is helping. So out of all these 10 now, all of them are ancient enemies, and they've all joined together. This sounds like something modern, doesn't it? Everybody's come together against one, but guess what? They won't be able to stand against one. Yes, these people are adamant about destroying Israel, just like they say in verse 4, that Israel may no more be in remembrance. But who is it that they're truly attacking? They're truly attacking the Lord God. All right, well, we'll pick up right there tomorrow. We have a Selah here in verse 8, and so we'll pause and reflect on all of this, and come back tomorrow. We're going to look at verses 9 through 12 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.